Begin, who was the first player to play in the absence of Fox, and who also had to take on the main role of the main SGA, had already been in the offensive line, and his highlight moments were not limited to losses, and I think I would be more in pain with Ched, who was a talented player, but after he was 1,000 times more talented, he was certainly not better than the other side, which is acceptable. But the series seems to be overstated by the extent to which he was pressured by the other side, and he was attacking the end-to-end 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 end-to-end. Gammon, who was always a good child to portray as a human being, then took a dirty move to step on his feet after being squeezed and stopped by the ladder from taking the plunge. So much for the scars that Ched had on both sides of the bathroom, what he really lacked and what to do about the sequels. Today, let's talk about Ched, who is completely broken, and our slander and the slander of Ched's nephews campaign is long gone, as early as 2021, when the two were in a state of disrepair, and we ended up slashing 22 points, 8 blue, 8 red caps, slashing 12 blue Ched, but France U19 won the data 1 and 2 points, and not beating the U19s, refusing to slash Ched's victory, and they were both selected for the best squad. The NBP was even sprayed, and the face of our pressured expression was used to kill Ched. Since then, because the duo's body type is similar, the wins are similar, and they are the unique, new era giving inner lines, they have been heralded by the media as lifelong enemies since the close union, and the trajectory of their development has indeed been in line with the script. Last season, both were injured and left with no points, and this season, both of them met the criteria for 65 points and ended up finishing second in the DPOY voting. In the preliminary round, Ched's field goal percentage of 17.1 points, 8.9 blocks, and 1.9 points, which is already very good for a player who has been unsuccessful in his offensive line and has only played 3 games in the current division. In the regular season, the odds of attacking the defensive side of the game against the defensive side of the game are down 8.6%. Ched's data is 7.4%. The team has been ranked 12th in the league in the last 10 games of the season, with the most offensive performances in the league coming in the last 10 games. The second-place finishers will face each other in the final, and the final will be decided by the finalists. The country's top-ranked player, Ched, will be in the wind and the gap between the two sides will not be too big. However, the reality is that Ched's performance in the series has so far declined by 10 out of 10 appearances. The attackers, who were killed by the Viet Cong and the Taliban, were reportedly killed by the Taliban, who were reportedly killed by the Taliban. And not only did he face Vinyama, he was completely dominated by the masters. Even when he is not right for the horse, he is often shown some promise in the face of reality. We're going to see some specific footage. First, it is one of the world's innovations in the game. Casso received a video of the two being attacked and sent to the inside of the house. Caroso, built on the original horse gang, attacked online. The shoe room on the side of the classroom quickly arrived. In addition to Ched, the SGA also followed up. The result was that the band returned and invited the two men to their shoe room and empty belongings. In the past, many shoe stores in Ched have been known to be unfavorable. This time, it was impossible to get the height of the aircraft to the top of the mountain. The first time I saw the video, I was surprised to learn that the video was not a good one. I'm not sure. The first time we saw the ball, Shad Kassan was the name of the ball that hit us in the Armada. But the pressure Kassan put on was not enough. In essence, Chad's defense is more than just about dealing with the situation. But in this round, you can see the physical and the physical strength. Chad is not exactly in line with our Amman. The result is that we have directly pushed out Chad from the country. The first is that the government has been trying to get rid of the corruption. The ball is even more exaggerated below. DV has broken into a deeper position. Doctors call us to the Amas. The Chadians are trying to capture our Amman. This is a very important step. The Indian team has been able to get the blue ball into the blue box. Chad has no way of getting us to do this in Arama. In addition to the offensive round of the Panham, the team is also in the process of making a decision. The two of them also played a double-header in the blue board. This time referring to the two of them competing under blue boards. We, the Aramaic people, have achieved the perfect talented age with the help of the field example. The first round is about using talent. The Foxes, who were headed by AZN, are being bullied like this. This time the wind turned around. Look at this ball again. The visual perception is also very deceptive. The video was shot on the internet and the video was shot on the internet. We are the ones who cannot speak without reason. The two of them are in the same room. The ball is placed in a blue box on its head. In this case, we will really forget about it next time. Chad also climbed 216 meters. The 229 cm of Unicorn Collection. The second extension was made in the last minute by Gaiman. We are in the middle of a bloody battle against the Chad. The same is true of the world name. The two countries have a stronger relationship than the United States. I'm going to go to Gaiman. Chad is already completely frightened by our armies. After all, the Banga horse is like a fully enhanced version of himself with a talent. So the two people face each other face to face. If there is no judge to help, Chad is not our rival at all. The first ball was blown by the referee. We are the culprits of the Aramaic. The match coach then chose the challenge. The first is the recycling. The turkey in Banama is very pure and clean. The truth is that it is a challenge to succeed. This is only halfway through the game. Match has already handed over both challenges. And they all succeeded. But that's normal. The first is that the 3-point blue of the circle can be divided into two parts. Chad is really helpless. This is a great opportunity for you to see. Mass is firmly committed to the SGA's online slot machines. The SGA's performance is still a bit higher than Edwards. The government has also been working to reduce the number of people in the country. The Thunder is the opportunity to get a large or semi-empty space in the bottom corner. But when the shoe room came out, it was Vania Mass. Almost every pitcher will unwittingly lose some confidence. This is why. The video was posted on Twitter. Chad's highlights of the series. It should be in Myanmar. I'm not sure what to do with my life. What is the meaning of this? What he can do? Not much. Of course, this is not a problem. We can't ignore Chad's last goal in Game 1, Episode 4. The first is the RM. The ball is indeed his master. The team has also played a role in the defense of the regular season. But as I said before, the ball is still too small. In fact, the first time I saw the video was in the video. One time, the media was attacked by Wang Ziem in both ends of the public hall. The first is the use of the electricity to power the electricity. Obviously, demands for Chad are more important than the shoe room. Chad is in the middle of this. The first time I saw the video was in the video. Or maybe they're not the same person. For example, the thunderstorms in Game 1 are a turning point for Caruso and Jade. The main house is Vanjanama. Game 2 was replaced by Hartenstein. The government has already taken steps to reduce the number of people in the country. The first is that the country is not a country. But whoever is the host is not the host. Chad is trying to hide from the Yankees as much as possible. The attackers were not as well known. What is interesting is that the poor performance of Wankyama. The report also highlights the importance of the country's economic development. I'm not sure what I'm saying. The first is that the government is not going to be able to do anything about it. Reacting to the contest, the attack was the ultimate. The race is definitely less than a no man's land race. He was a good man and he was a good man. It's more expensive than that. The first time I saw a man like Gaiman, I was in the middle of a fight. Chad is 20 centimeters higher than Harton, though the elevation is still slightly higher than the average. But it's not long before Harton's way of doing things is right. The first time I saw a woman in the country, I was in a coma and I was in a coma. The video was shot in the middle of the night and the video was shot in the middle of the night. The ball is also a classic shot. Chad takes the attack blue version to rain blue. The DVP's face mask is completed. This is a ball. The first time I saw a video of a man walking in the street, I was surprised to see him. Chad's bad performance. The first time he was in the army, he was a soldier. The game is a game that is not won. SGA can be more powerful. The game was played for 38 minutes. The report also highlights the importance of the issue of the JDB. Chad should have provided more output. The video was shot in the middle of the night. The first is the Hartenstar. The most important part of paragraph 4. He played only 4 minutes. The majority of the time. The film is about the life of a young boy who is dying of cancer. The difference is, Hartenstar filled with Moji. Caruso played 8 minutes in Moji. The first round of the call. Chad is indeed the most unpopular neighborhood in the world. His performance once covered the SGA. I made a video with Halai. The video was posted on Twitter. I was also referring to the Halai at the time. The final of the semifinal. The first is the wolf and the second is the wolf. He is obviously harder to hit than he is to call people. The reason is that the two teams are defending their home team. The first is the use of a wide-banded antenna. The world is full of people. The results are also clear. At least this season, Chad. The first is that the country is not yet a democracy. The level of residency. The competition is still a bit of a mess. The high-end office. His biggest problem. The first is that the country is not a free country. The first is that the water is not too hot. In other regions, he is a self-defense rider. It's not strong. So when we move away from the blue box, he can only do this by running the car. Try to stay at a distance. The first is to eat some of the right to go out. He is too tall. The ability to combine the ball is relatively common, so the effect of this is so bad. It's not good. The answer is, he is currently in the stage. The country is still a blue-collar offensive in nature. The attack ended. He is the most powerful man in the world. The first is the ability to open space. He is also a member of the National Association of Realtors. The blue water. So, what is the meaning of this? If she is offline, she will be able to get a phone call. Even the Banama were simply not present. I'm not sure. Chad's end is still pretty low. The government has been trying to get rid of the corruption in the country. This is a great opportunity for you to learn from your friends. The first is that the government is not going to take any action. So, in the next race, I think it is a good idea. Chad is still trying to get a little more out of the way. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the job done. The first is that the government is not going to be able to protect itself from the mistakes of the people. The first is the battle of the horse. Hala, I stand for my neutrality. It is not recommended. After all, the blue ball movement has reached the highest level of electricity. The gap between the original talents can determine many things. But what about that? The video was shot on the internet and was directed by the video's creator. He is not a fan of the game, but he wants to be able to play every round. The first time I saw a horse, I was in the middle of a race. The first is that the game is not a game. But in any case, this step is not supposed to happen. We know. The defense of the Retin is a historic game show. The delay is also a big exaggeration. The Dord is a small town in the south of the country. Many of them are defending themselves. The video was shot in the back of the head. The first is the sweetie. Chad is a child who is unusually good at landing in the Retin. But let's look at the ball below. The last 37 seconds of Game 1 in Mexico. Herper is playing ball. The only thing that I can say is that Chad is not a good man. The blue board is a potential for controversy. Chad stepped directly on the legs of the bamboo. The first is that the people of the country are not allowed to go to the country. The ball is very silent. This is not just about the movement of the bamboo. If the violence continues, the violence will continue. Or jump up. It's very easy to get lost. The risk of being scrap. I think this is also a reflection of the defensive thinking of the LTTE. This is the first time. The first is that the government has not taken any action. It's hard to limit the horses. So, what is the meaning of this? The court's decision to dismiss the case is not a matter of public opinion. Let go of your feet. The dry. Of course, this is not a problem. We are still trying to get to Chad. The first is that the people of the country are not as happy as they are when they are alone. The series is not over, however. Game 3 ends today. The report also highlights the importance of the new. The team is led by Amadaman. The series is back in the home court. The second part of the video was interrupted. They are not behind. The first is the first. The first is that of that. Chad has played one of the best games in the series, but not more than 7 times 5. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The series so far. He was 11 at the time of the game. The blue version at 5:0.607 coverage. The results were much lower than the previous round. It seems that his nightmares will continue, but it's good. He told his friends, "We have found ways to fight against our Alm and Maz." The first time I saw this was in March. The first time I've ever been defeated. The team is a team. The contest has not yet been defeated in 3 rounds. Match is a game. I'm not going to say anything.